Special budget workshop agenda for Thursday, February 6, 2020 at 6:09 p.m. Roll call.
Chairman Papa Holter, Vice Chair Candelora.
Here.
Secretary Sienna. Jenna Balsamo.
Here.
Vincent Mace. Marcy Anafrio.
Here.
Cynthia Rice.
Here. Please stand to salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're gonna kick the meeting off at the last, or at the first budget meeting that was held. We asked if there were any questions to please submit them prior to tonight's meeting. I did not receive any questions, and I'm assuming that you didn't?
I did not.
Okay, so from the first meeting, what we did was we looked at the potential for the BCBA analyst and looking at the existing monies that we had in the account with the potential of possibly hiring a full-time BCBA person and what the difference would be if we were to move that forward. So what Ms. Vaughn did is she went and she audited a number of districts through her CASBO group and then worked with Ms. Wright, who also had contacts with districts who have full-time positions. And there's a 2-page document with data, including salaries, towns in which the districts have the BCBA, the benefits, and other to the far right. So you'll look at the 2 pages, and I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Vaughn to just kind of walk through some of her research and what we've come up with a potential for that position.
So as Scott mentioned, on the first 2 pages, you'll see a number of towns who do employ BCBAs as employees. There were a few that did respond, and those are noted that they do contract out. On the very last page is a proposal that Suzanne and I put together. It would be to hire an unaffiliated staff member with a salary of $78,000 for a 211-day work year. This would eliminate the need for a stipend, which would cover extended school year, and it would also give Suzanne the flexibility to provide services not only throughout the year, but also to do other things that would come up as needed. We also said that the candidate would need to possess the required experience and certification for qualifying for the position. So the health insurance is a little tricky because we don't know what the person coming in may actually want for health insurance or need. So what I did was I listed here our 23% coinsurance. Our current monthly cost is listed there for a single, 2, and family. Or of course, there's always the option of a health insurance buyout. So what I did was to project out a cost, I went middle of the road. I said 2 people. So that would come out to an employee cost of $5,600 and a district cost of $18,000. So we currently have $87,000 in the proposed 2021 budget. So if you take the 87 less the 78 we're saying for salary, gives you $9,000 available. If that person did come in and take a 2-person insurance coverage, we would be short $9,800. But if the employee goes with the buyout, you would be to the positive anywhere from $6,500 to $8,000. The catch being, we have no idea.
Right.
So I mean, it would be very easy to, say, well, if this is what you desired, just go with what we have, and then based on, because any one of us as employees could change. So there's going to be plus and minuses anyway throughout from
Once
now.
the enrollment.
Right, exactly. So that's the information that we came up with.
And certainly in a $31 million budget, the 9,000 difference is something that we could absorb somewhere else, just in supplies. And if you look at some of the neighboring districts around that have the VCBA's, which borders us, East Haven has 2, and Clinton also has 2, which is more similar in size to us than East Haven, but those are the closest.
And East Haven's salary is significantly lower than what we proposed also, so.
Right. We did this based on averages.
Right.
And Ms. Wright obviously spoke with a number of supervisors in the district about what they pay and what we thought would be equitable.
Can I ask Suzanne a couple questions? Not to put you on the spot. Okay, so our school year is 180 days, okay? And this would be for 211. Now, with that person, like for the summer or 1 month of the summer or whatever it may be, do we continue with certain students that needed this help all through the school year? We would continue with them sporadically throughout the summer so that they wouldn't lose ground and is that the plan?
Correct. So we have an extended school year program for students who are eligible for it. Certainly our students that have most significant needs are eligible for it. And that ends up being 20 days, usually during the month of July. There are some students who require even an extension of that. So we have some students who spend an extra 2 or 3 weeks after that time. The other thing this would give us an opportunity to do is to do some full staff training. Again, for programs for Bridges and Life Skills in particular, it's very hard to take those staff members out of the classroom to be able to provide training. So this would give us an opportunity to do some training before school starts and some school training at the end of the school year when we can't fit these into PD days because, again, we're always wrestling with whatever building initiatives have, the special education staff need to participate in that. So it's very hard to get to concentrated time when they can provide training for individual staff.
Yeah, no, I think that's great.
And then obviously the training of the BCBA person with then being able to save us monies for additional training. They would send them out to schools for specific.
So you'll remember we talked about making some of our paraprofessionals move to a registered behavior tech role where they would gain additional training. They have to pass an annual test. They have to pass specific competencies that are in the area of BCBA, and BCBA has to supervise them in that training process. So we talked about trying to train an RBT for each school. If we were able to, it wouldn't be a significant increase, though the paraprofessional staff would then move to the specialist role in the paraprofessional contract, so it would be some increase in their salary. But it would be, for a small amount of increase, it would give us a lot of expertise. So the BCBA could help those folks through the training process. Right now, we have one person in that training process where the ACES BCBA is providing the supervision for that particular training.
Okay. And we're paying for that.
Correct, in our contracted services.
Any questions regarding the BCBA position?
I think you talked about this last time, but I don't remember. What kind of education do they have? Like what qualifications do they have for
They have to have a
this?
master's degree in behavior analysis, and then they have additional certification through BCBA.
Okay.
So there are certain national organizations that provide certification. It's not a teacher certification. It isn't recognized in the State Department of Education, though there is a move to make that happen because there's so many BCBAs now in school districts that it's kind of been a nebulous area, but they have to pass a certain test and have a certain number of supervised hours.
Okay, and is this salary, would someone with a lot of experience, is that would be desirable salary, or are you looking at for someone who has like minimal experience?
A couple of years of experience would be preferred.
Okay.
But the range has been really from $70,000 to $100,000. So I think that this over 8.5 years will give us hopefully a couple of years of experience.
Okay.
And roughly how many children will be utilizing this?
Well, we talked about there are 20 children that are participating in our preschool program where many BCBA services are utilized. We have it's over 50 students in the Bridges program and approximately 35 students in life skills. Those would be our target population. However, we have a number of students that are just in our regular population of students who we really want to intervene with before they might require a more intensive setting. So we think that we have a number of people now that the BCBA is working with, consulting with teachers and conducting functional behavior assessments with teams in order to provide behavior plans within the special education program in general to avoid them having to utilize the Bridges or the License program. Bridges.
That makes sense.
Okay? Good, questions? Okay. Lastly, the second part, we have a list of all of the grant awards and expenditures, and with a purpose line added so that you can go through and see exactly what's done, with these monies, where they come from, and the grant balances for those accounts.
Shouldn't this be for our budget meeting, though? More so our regular budget meeting? Because this
Okay.
isn't money this isn't what's included in,
It's not.
right, this is not in our budget, so
So you can,
we could peruse this and go over it.
take it with you and-
Sure, go over it at our budget meeting. I
Yeah.
think that would be a better
So-
choice.
Yeah.
that's it for us this evening. You know that our number was at 2.98. We do not vote on the budget tonight.
Correct.
If you feel that you'd like a third meeting, you could request that, and we could, I think we do have a third date if you wanted to come back again. I don't think that there's anything that's out there that anyone is looking at in the budget for new positions other than BCBA and the Spanish position, and then some ancillary things that were there with our number coming at 2.98. There's no new insurance information
No?
to share.
No updates on number-wise since the presentation.
So that being said, we would come back to the February meeting with that 2.98. If all are in favor or majority in favor, we could adopt the number that night.
I personally don't think we need another workshop. I mean, this, again, Martha, thank you. This was much more reader-friendly, more transparent. I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I'm good without another workshop.
I'm good too. How about you, Jim?
Fine, without it.
That being said,
Now, what do we do about capital today? Nothing.
nothing. We're leaving the capital on, and then the town council has the ability to, in the budget process, pick and choose or give a certain amount and direct us with capital. So there's nothing new. We're trying to work with UI on some of the upgrades and lighting and some other things, but if we get a grant for that, that would just come off the list, which would be a good thing. And then it could be left to just certain things on there that the council is comfortable with the number giving us. And then we'd kind of go from there. So that's pretty much what we have.
Are there any comments from the public based on our budget?
Motion.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second?
Second.
Thank you. So our meeting is adjourned, 6:22, February 6th.